Okay guys, this is Cruise Roy. Got a lot of things going on lately, but I flew my drone a few times, and as we all know, cold flying kind of sucks. You don't get the battery life you should, and if you leave your drone out in the car and it's cold out and you're working all day and then you come out and try to use the drone, well, guess what? You don't get the fly time, or sometimes it won't even fly. If you got the new P4 or the Mavic, it just tells you that the IMU won't warm up and the battery's too cold to fly. So I had an idea, so I'm going to start from the beginning here and let you guys try to figure out what's going on. But let's get started. So first, let me throw up here. This is a rear bench seat pad, which is also has a 12-volt heater. Alright? And it plugs into your cigarette lighter. Or maybe I can cut the leads off of this, put an XT adapter, and run a LiPo off it. I don't know how long it'll run compared to a car, but I'm also thinking of keeping a lighter on it because you could wrap your drone up in it and keep it warm until you're ready to fly. But if you did add a LiPo to it, it would make it a portable warm source. Now this long bench seat here is on eBay for like 13 bucks. You gotta wait 15 days for it, but 13 bucks. Very unlucky number. So how do we do this? I was thinking of putting it in a case, but this thing is like really thick, so if you try to get it into your pack or whatever, you'd never get it into the pack because it's way too thick. You wouldn't be able to fit your phone in. Your phone would be all screwed up, and then your bird wouldn't fit in there, your drone and radio wouldn't fit in there. Because by the time you end up, and you can fold this, it's a radiant type wire heat, so there's no problem with that, but there's just too much material here to deal with. The plug here seems to go into this little gadget here, and it's screwed on, so it doesn't seem like a big deal to get off with a Phillips screwdriver, and the rest of it is just stitching. So for my next tool, this is going to become the donor of this project. Nice sharp razor blade. Now folks, don't play with these. Very dangerous. But anyways, like I said, this thing's stitched together. I already started a little bit here, and what I got to do is get this hem seam off, and then this thing will open up. And you can pick the little threads all day if you want. It would just take forever. What I'm going to do is just kind of pull and slice. It's probably going to leave a bunch of little pieces of thread all over the place, but like I said, this is a donor. I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know how much heat it produces. If it can keep your ass warm, it can keep your drone warm. Go back on this side, start cutting all these little threads off. Just be careful with these blades. I mean, you can start here if you want. I'm righty. I'm right-handed, so it's nicer if I start and cut towards myself here. And if you want, you can save the pillowy stuff and make yourself a bicycle seat or something. Alright. Now be careful on the glue. When they make these, if you notice, see, it's like a radial wire heat, so it can fold up, you can do anything you want with it. But just be careful here. They kind of glue little dabbies of glue here, I guess, to hold it in place while they're sewing it. It doesn't look like it has any other reason to be there. Alright. Let's keep chopping here. Start over here at this end again. You just poke a thread, get it open. Not too hard to get apart. And like I said, if you had a backpack for your drone or something like this thing is way too big to get in there. And people would say, like a heating pad, you're not supposed to rest anything against it. Well, guess what? This one is designed for your fat ass to sit on it in your car or truck, keep your ass warm. So I would assume that I can do almost anything I want to do with this thing, to a point. Just don't yank, you'll wreck that fiber paper underneath. Alright, we're getting closer here. Not too hard so far. Pretty soon I'll have to grab a screwdriver. Oops. Don't tug and pull. Don't tug and pull. Just use a razor blade. It'll work out better in the end. You can pretty much cut. The other part is like some kind of wax paper. You can pretty much cut that any size you want as long as you don't cut through the wire. And that's what I'm trying to watch out for here. Over here I went and yanked. Alright. So, next tool, Phillips screwdriver. We flip this over. All these little hooks were fastened into that. You don't need that. I don't know if this will run off a LiPo. I mean, if you had a pretty big one like a 10,000, but you want to keep it under the 12 volts, so you want a 3-cell. I guess you could go bigger. Let me save these parts. Get rid of the scrap here. Alright, what did I do with the razor blade? Keep these plastic parts and the 2 screws. Alright, I kind of double layered it here. Getting there, almost there, folks. Like I said, just be careful. You don't want to wreck the pad underneath. Alright, so let me move the 2 tools, the Phillips and the razor blade. Alright, so I'm going to throw the scrap on top here. See if I can cut that. Put that there. Alright, so I'm going to slowly peel this upper layer off. It's the pillowy part. Like I said, just watch out for the little globs here. I guess that was to hold it in place. Oops. Alright, so that's the top layer. Pick up a few scraps there. It's like they use some kind of spray adhesive. Alrighty. Alright, so now looks like here's the wiring. Molds into this wire right here. There's a positive and a ground for both sides. Now here you go. What I'm looking for is my trusty pair of scissors. Because now I actually think I could use this foam if I wanted to, or I can make this as thin as possible. But maybe I'll keep the keep that white foam on there. But this is what they look like. It's just a wire that heats up. You sit on it, keeps your ass warm. So if we could do something nice with this, I think we could have a nice warming bed or something for a drone. So what I want to do is I'm going to cut off this excess . Yeah, I think I might stay with that soft white foam there. Do a little bit of that. Alright. Okay. Now, I guess you're asking yourself, what can we do with this now? We have the heating element. It has a built-in cord already, which you can either use it in your car, or I think we can set this up with a LiPo test. I don't know how long it'll last. I was mostly thinking some kind of storage portable for your car. So let me bring on the real reason that I got this, just to tell you. The other day, see if I can lift this a little bit. The other day it was 19 degrees out. Every battery had a full charge. This one here I ran earlier. But when I put them in the Phantom 4, there was no way this thing was going to fly. There was no way. I left it in my truck all day, and it said that the IMU wouldn't warm up, and then I had a battery error that it said the battery was too cold to warm up the battery. The battery has to be 32, minimum 32 degrees to fire up. So could you get a real cold flight if you kept everything nice and warm, shoved it in there, got it going, up it goes? I would say yes. But the whole point is to get that, to keep it warm. So let's start by taking everything out. This is a Seahorse case. It's got the little pluck and pull, you want to call it, foam. So I kind of did this myself. I put my iPad mini in here, the charger, 3 batteries. I got another battery to go in there. A couple of your little tools here, and your USB, little SD card slid in here. Now on these cases, the foam's in 2 pieces for you that have them. And like I was saying, with all that padding on that seat cover, it would never fit in here. It just wouldn't work because it just crush all the foam and just wouldn't fit right. So I said to myself, take it apart. Alright, so now it is still a little bit wider. And what I'm thinking, try to get it even here. Now this is the first time doing this, so just gotta bear with me. Now I was thinking just do a fold over. It should be alright if these wires come close to each other. You could actually make it come up the side, but heat rises. So I don't think it's a problem to do a double fold here. I was thinking I probably should have just got a single seat heater, and it probably would have been fine. Alright. We put this one back in. My little battery boosty thingies here. Second layer of foam. Oh, I put it backwards. Hold on. Upside down. Might have to do a little carving on the foam underneath, but so bada boom, bada bing, bada boom, bam bang. The iPad mini. Extension cord for the charger. Charger for the batteries and controller. The controller, iPad mini short cable, and I like to lay my props accordingly, because when I drop the Phantom down, it puts pressure on them and they stay put. Alright, so the heater's in there. I'm not going to notch this yet. I want to see if it actually works and do a temperature setting inside here. But I will have high and low. The heat's on the bottom. Let me just drop this in a way that it doesn't affect the case cover. Alright. So we have all our gear, a heated pad. This is a vacuum sealed case. And there you go. Fits nicely. Open it up. So if it really works, I could think about making a sealed hole down below, siliconing it in, and it would power the whole case. And with the case being vacuum sealed, you could probably leave it on low and you would get some really good temperature in here. Alright, so that's my idea for a heated Seahorse case for your Phantom 4. Keep it warm no matter where you're going. I'll do some tests later, but throw me some comments, tell me what you think. This is Cruise Roy with the Phantom 4, and I'm out of here.